So for this pen pal letter, I wanted to make something kind of cottagecore because I had lots of really nice new green stationery, and I also had this really beautiful strawberry pet tape that I really wanted to use as well. So I made this green envelope that I thought everything would fit on really nicely. I usually just tend to grab lots of different bits of stationery and ephemera and then just kind of play around with lots of different ways I can decorate the envelope. I usually choose a couple of things that are kind of going to be the main part of the spread so that they can kind of stand out and everything else will just nicely fit in the background. So that's kind of what I did here on this envelope. Now I'm using some green memos, which you've probably seen me use recently a lot because I just think they're so cute. And I recently got this really pretty gold lace pet tape, and it's really good because it peels and it's kind of like pre-cut into the shape that it needs to be, which is really handy because obviously I don't need to cut it then. And both of these things are from journalsay, and I will warn you, there are a lot of things from journalsay in this video, including a very big stationery haul at the end. So I will put my affiliate code down below. If you decide to get anything, then you can use it to get some discount, and I'll also link everything that I use or that I show you later on in the description. So again, if you want to use anything, then you know where to find it. So I really like this kind of colour green, and it's just been really nice to kind of create some really nice, I guess they're not really summery themes, even though we're in summer. I guess they're more like a spring themes, but that's okay, it doesn't matter. They're still really cute, and hopefully my pen pal Hannah will really like it. I also recently got this like pet tape with all these really cute like gnomes, and I don't know, I guess they are kind of cottagecore girls. So I wanted to use the red one so that it would kind of match the strawberries. And she's so cute. She's got like a little gingham apron on, and she's holding a big juicy apple. So I figured that would match with the strawberries and everything cutesy that's on this envelope. You'll have to let me know what other themes I should maybe make for summer, because I feel like I've literally made 0 summer themes this year. I've kind of just been continuing on the spring themes, and then I'll most likely be jumping straight into autumn themes because it's my favorite time of the year. So you'll have to let me know which ones I should try before the summertime ends. I also have no idea where the like little gnome washi tape, like what the artist is. So if anyone does know, then please let me know, because I would love to know if they have any more different designs that maybe I could get in the future. Maybe not straight away because I have a ton of things I need to use up already, but maybe a little treat for in the future at some point. But that is the envelope done, and now I'm just going to be decorating the front of the flip book. And for this one, I kind of went with a simple flip book because honestly, I just have not had much time recently. So I'm trying to reply to lots of my pen pals, but it just means I'm having to do a slightly more simple kind of setup. But I still wanted to be able to send her lots of goodies because obviously I have come into lots of stationery recently, and I need to send some to other people so they can enjoy it. So I was basically trying to make a flip book where I could kind of squeeze as many goodies in as possible, but without it being really thick, so that all of the things were kind of spread out. And the way that I did that was I essentially just covered one of the sides of the inside with tracing paper, and then I just kind of tried to place everything inside but nice and equally so it didn't get too bulky in certain areas. And usually when I decorate the flip book, I will just use whatever I have left over that I didn't use on the envelope, and then that way it just kind of automatically matches the theme without me having to, I guess, think about it too much. And it's also a good way to just use up any scraps that I have so that they don't go to waste. This is what the finished front cover is looking like. And then on the inside, I kind of sent her loads of green goodies, including one of my own vinyl stickers from my Etsy shop, which is this really cute Send More Mail little mailbox. And then I just tried to add loads of the things that I'd recently got from journalsay or any pet tape samples that I thought she might enjoy. And I also added in some of my own sun prints because I thought she might be able to use them as like ephemera in any of her journal spreads or whatever she wants to use them for. We're now just going to do a quick little setup in my Hobonichi, and I have this really cute little rabbit washi tape, and they're all just so cute. I have no idea where this is from, but the bunnies are adorable. They're all like cottagecore themed, they're all just doing their chores, and I don't know, they're just really cute. So I figured I would kind of base my weekly spread around that because I don't know, I didn't really know what to use them for, and I figured I may as well use them in my Hobonichi because they are quite a nice size and a lot of them have some really small details on, and I find that that's really good to just kind of decorate around the like calendar side because I do need a lot of space to actually write. So when I use like little bits of decoration on that side, it just kind of makes it all feel a little bit more cozy. And I find as well that if I kind of make my spread a lot nicer to look at, then I'm more likely to get the things done that are on my to-do list, or maybe that is just the placebo effect that I tell myself, but that's what I do. I'm like, right, if I make it look really cute, then maybe I'm more likely to use it and just kind of get things down and get things done, and I find that it kind of motivates me a little bit more to be slightly more productive. Whether there's any science behind that, I have no idea, so if you have a similar sort of situation, then let me know. I've also decided that I'm definitely going to stick with the Hobonichi in 2026. I'm not going to go back to the Traveler's Notebook. So I'm really excited to kind of see what designs they bring out because I feel like they have so many more options than the Traveler's Notebook. So I'm excited to kind of choose which one I'll have next. And I have no idea kind of when they start releasing them, if they do it on like a pre-order basis. So if anyone knows when I should start keeping an eye out for what designs they're going to release for the next year, then let me know because I want to get the best, cutest one that I can possibly get, and hopefully it will motivate me even more next year to get even more stuff done. And I'm just finishing off the spread with my gold jelly pen. So we are now on to our next cozy journaling session, and for this one it's basically going to be based all around a Polaroid picture, because if you saw my last journal vlog then you will know that I fixed my vintage Polaroid and I've been able to actually use it, which has been really fun. So I've been trying to be very strict with what pictures I take because the film is so expensive. But anyway, and I basically tried to get my boyfriend to take this picture of me in my craft room with like kind of like holding all my journals. And before he took it, I was like, right, can you please confirm my head is in the frame and you can see all the journals? And he was like, yeah, it's definitely in the frame. I was like, and you sure you're not chopping the top of my head off? And he was like, no. And then as you can see on the picture, he chopped my head off. So I don't know what happened. He is determined that my head was in the frame. So either he moved when he was taking it, or maybe the frame isn't correct, but I don't remember that ever being an issue before. So let's just blame him. It's his fault. So the picture didn't turn out great, and it also turned out quite blurry, but I still think it's a funny picture. So I wanted to put it into my journal, and for that spread it was mainly just to be kind of like decoration. I wasn't really going to do any written journaling. And from that pen pal letter you saw me open, she also sent me some really cute like gingham paper and matching washi tape, so I wanted to use that for the spread. And we also recently got some fortune cookies, and it had the worst fortune, as in like it wasn't a bad fortune, but as in like it wasn't a fortune, it was just some random quote. But I decided to stick that in as well because I thought it was quite funny. So that's also going on the spread, just kind of as like a little bit of extra junk to stick in there. And then I also had this little envelope sticker. It is a vinyl sticker, but I figured it was so beautiful I may as well stick it into the journal spread. And this one was going to be a single spread because I was planning on also doing another spread afterwards, which was kind of going to be a similar vibe, more of like a junk journal situation. And as you can see here is the terrible photo, but it's still cute, I guess. So I just kind of stuck that down with my double-sided sticky tape and just put it in the middle. And luckily these Polaroids do actually fit pretty well in this journal. I guess they're kind of like the perfect size to just be like the main part of a spread. But I guess this is why I don't really use the Polaroid a lot, because it does take up a lot of space on my journal pages, and that is why I usually kind of go for the vertical, more thinner sized Polaroids, because they just kind of fit better within the spread and don't take up too much space. And then I just kind of decided to decorate around the edges with these stickers that I had, and they're just kind of really cute cottagecore ones. So I mainly picked some pink things to go with the pink paper. And then of course I had to use my gold gel pen from journalsay, which I'm obsessed with, just to add some little details. Because it is so pigmented, then it just means that the light reflects from it really nicely. And then I also had another side to kind of cover, and I decided that I was going to do a spread to kind of commemorate my birthday, even though my birthday was in April, which is quite a while away. And I did also do some spreads at the time to kind of document the day, but I wanted to add some of the bits from my birthday cards because I did something similar at Christmas and it just turned out really nicely. So it was more of like a junk journaling spread using some of the goodies from my birthday cards and gifts. And my mum loves card making, so she always makes me like a handmade card. So I kind of chopped off the front cover of it and stuck that in because it actually fit like literally perfectly on this page. That kind of started as the background, and then I just kind of grabbed some different bits of ephemera to kind of cover up the rest of the space. And inside my card she also made a little Polaroid of us when we were little. And it's weird because the picture that she also has an Instax printer like me, so she obviously printed it out, but the picture that she got it from is actually taken from the vintage Polaroid that I have one Christmas, because it used to be my granddad's. So I feel like it's gone full circle, you know. The picture was from the vintage Polaroid. She's printed out on an Instax printer, and now it's in this journal spread next to my picture from the same vintage Polaroid picture. So yeah, I just thought it'd be funny to kind of stick them next to each other. And I usually just use double-sided sticky tape to stick it down. I also wanted to chop kind of like the writing from the birthday cards. I added one from my mum and then I added one from my nonna as well, and I kind of just chopped them into like little text strips and just trying to squeeze as many as possible on the spread. I did use like mainly Pritt Stick glue for this, but I should have maybe used double-sided sticky tape because obviously the card is quite thick and I'm kind of sticking it down onto an uneven surface. So next time I feel like I should definitely use double-sided sticky tape, but I figured it would probably survive, and if it doesn't then I can always go back in with the double-sided sticky tape. But it's just so fun to kind of create this junk journal type spread, and as I said, I did it at Christmas and it turned out really cute. So whenever I kind of have like a celebration or whatever that involves lots of cards, then I'm going to do something similar, because I just think it's very nice to keep people's handwriting and you don't know maybe when you wished you had it. So it's just kind of going here for future me to look back on if I need to, and it's just some nice things that I can just kind of add in there. So yeah, have you ever done a spread similar to this? Because you definitely should if you haven't, because I feel like, especially if you have a nice handwritten card where maybe they've written some really cute messages in them, then it's just nice to save them, and it just kind of saves me a bit of space rather than having a big box full of cards, which is something that I would kind of do in the past. But this is a slightly better way to do that, because then I'm going to first of all remember where it is, because I will also always keep these journals safe, so I know that they will always be there for future me to look at. But I do think that these two spreads work quite nicely kind of like next to each other. And I also had a sticker sheet which was a happy birthday one, so I just kind of dotted some of those around. I didn't really have much space to play with after I'd kind of stuck the main bits down. But yeah, I'm really happy with this kind of dual page junk journaling spread. I think it really gives like a really nice scrapbooky feel, and I definitely want to do some more like this in the future. So we have another journalsay package to open. Here it is, and these were kindly gifted to me by journalsay, and obviously I have an affiliate code and everything, and I'll link everything down below. But I'm not going to do like a full unboxing video obviously, which is why you're seeing it now, but I'm going to be showing you some of the things that I got, and the plan is to give away a lot of this stuff. So I got a lot of this stuff to give away at my journal meetup and to just give to some friends. Obviously I got some things for myself too, but yeah, they're not all for me this time. So now I'm going to show you some of the goodies that I got from journalsay, and I'll link everything down below as well. And just a reminder that if you want to, you can use my discount code to get 8% off your order. But I basically got a whole bunch of things that I could either give to pen pals, give to friends in real life, or kind of save for freebies that can go in my orders. Yeah, I was kind of thinking of things I could give away, but I did get some more of these memos which you saw me use earlier in the video, because when I got them last time I loved them. So I figured I would get the rest of the designs because I have been using them so much, and these ones are both so cute. And then you've probably seen me use these frames because I got the green ones, and again I've nearly used all of them. And when I got them the first time, they were all sold out in the other designs, so I decided to stock up on those because they had been restocked. And then I just kind of got lots of different things that I thought might be cute. And I also was struggling kind of what to spend the gift voucher on because these were all gifted to me. So I decided to get some more Tombos because I do have a ton already from them, but I figured I may as well get some colours I don't have already. And I figured butterflies are always a great thing to kind of send to pen pals because they're very versatile, very easy to use, and I feel like the majority of my pen pals enjoy kind of using those stickers. Now these stickers are actually for myself because I figured they'd be really cute in reading spreads. And then I got these like kind of really pretty autumn floral stickers, and some of them have kind of like a lace background as well. But yeah, all these like little fantasy, almost like royal items will be really great for lots of the books that I've been reading lately. And then I also got some more of these collage stickers. These are actually a different design to the ones that I got previously, but again, I have been using those lots, so I figured I would get some more of those, and then I could also send some to pen pals. These stickers will be really great for autumn time when I do more like spooky celestial things, and they might also work in some fantasy spreads as well, but I have saved a lot of them to send in freebies with my Etsy orders, so if you order anything from my shop you might end up getting some of those. I also got these strips as well because they look really cute in reading spreads with all the fantasy themes that I end up doing. And then I also got the frames in pink and multicolour. You've probably also seen me use those gold letter stickers all the time, so I figured why not get them in silver. And then these were just some really cute like memo strips, but they're actually stickers, and I'm obsessed with these. They are like, I guess like scanned fabric, and some of them are like embroidered or granny squares and like crochet designs. They're really cute, so I'm excited to get using those. And then I also got myself some new inks to try out because my brown ink is nearly run out, and I kind of just wanted to get a different colour that I hadn't had before. So yeah, so far as well the ink stamps are really good, so we're just kind of going to test out a couple of things. And I also need to find somewhere to put all this stationery, and I did actually purchase some storage as well, which I will show you in a second. So the first colour is this really deep brown, and I also think that the actual like packaging is really cute, and they're very handy because they also stack up on top of each other. So if you're somebody that kind of displays your ink pads and stamps on your desk, then they'd be really easy to use because you could just kind of stack them up, and they have them in lots of different colours, so I might get some of the different colours in the future because they are very pigmented, and I'm just really happy with kind of like the quality of them. And I also got this like pinky reddy colour because I didn't have anything similar to that at the moment, and again they turned out really cute, so I'm definitely going to get some more of those in the future. And you can kind of see the different colours of them here. And then I also got this little wallet to store all the stationery that I'd got, which I will be keeping for myself or things that I'm sharing with pen pals. So I'm going to be sticking all of these stickers in here so that I basically know where they are when I come to use them, because I find that's kind of the best way for me to organize things, is I can kind of like remember what I got in each order, and then that way I know where something is. So all of the things that I want to use from this order are going to go in this little green folder. The folder also came in lots of different colors, so I might get some more in the future as well if maybe I run out of more storage. They're just really good, and they can kind of like line up on a shelf as well, or they can just sit on your desk if you want them to. But they just seem like really nice quality, and obviously it's just really easy to just shove plenty of stickers in there and other things. And I guess you could also use it as like a book sleeve or a Kindle sleeve if you really wanted to. So I'm just going to show you the rest of these designs because they are honestly so cute. Like, look at those little granny squares. I'm obsessed. So I'm very excited to use those in journal spreads because obviously they are kind of like the same length as my journal page, so they'll be very good for borders And then if you want to, you can kind of chop them up into the individual little rectangles and squares if you want to kind of like layer them as different types of washi. These are all the holographic stars and butterflies, so they're really cute and going to be really good for my fantasy reading spreads. I also got this folder to kind of add my pet tape samples in that maybe my pen pals send me, because I currently have a small one, but I feel like I never know what's in there because they're all just kind of shoved into one folder. So I figured that way I would be able to see what I actually have, and then that way I will actually most likely use it, hopefully. So these are all the like fantasy, very holographic stickers in a little bit more detail. There's like one for each colour, and I've kind of sorted through them all and kind of condensed them into one pack, and I'm just going to keep one pack with a couple of designs from each because some of them will go really nicely with my October art challenge. So I guess that's a hint at some of the themes, but the rest, they have gone in my packing trolley. So yeah, if you order anything from me, I'll be shoving some of these in your order just as some extra freebies. But they're really, really cute. I think especially this pack, the like mirror sticker is just so beautiful. I find it so, I don't know, like the colours are just so nice. So I'm definitely going to use those in some sort of fantasy spread. And then I also saw these pens which just look really interesting, to be honest, and I really like the colours. They're, I guess, like very small brush pens, and I got them mainly for my Hobonichi and to write my pen pals' names on letters. But yeah, I'm really happy that I got them. They are way better quality than I kind of expected. But yeah, I hope you guys have enjoyed joining me today. It's been very busy vlog, but I'm very happy that you stuck by. So I hope you have made it all the way to the end, and if you have enjoyed, then you should definitely like, comment and subscribe, and hopefully I will see you guys in the next video. So I hope you're having a wonderful summer so far.